Hello everybody. Welcome to The Crafty Chemist. If you're on, say hello so I know you're here. If you are watching the replay, give me a hashtag replay so I know that you watched. Hi Mom. What's everybody doing this Sunday? I worked on some weeds and vacuumed. Got a little bit more vacuuming to do later. I'm going to share this to the group now. Okay, I have it shared. Hi Mindy, welcome. Thanks for joining. Today we're going to make these bridge Funfold cards using the May stamp of the month. They're so easy to make. Okay, I will get started while we're waiting for some people to join. If you're new, hi Bente. I am Maggie Workman, the Crafty Chemist. If you like anything you see today, you can purchase at thecraftychemist.closetomyheart.com. I know, the shark card, woo! This one just kind of, I made this yesterday on the spur of the moment because, you know, I love sharks. So, I'm going live from my Facebook business page, Crafty Chemist Designs. I also have a Facebook group, The Crafty Chemist Presents CTMH, that I invite you to join. And there you can discuss the products, ask questions, post your artwork. So it's a nice supportive environment. I do have an Instagram at Crafty Chemist Designs. I post artwork every day and I try to post reels periodically. I did do one today when I made this card. Actually, I made this card this morning and I made a reel of making this one. And I have a blog, periodically crafty.blogspot.com. And today I posted a new blog on the Fresh Paint collection, which is the May collection of the month. I figured I better get that blog posted before the end of May since it was a May featured collection. But there's so much going on with National Scrapbooking Day and National Scrapbooking Month that I just wasn't able to get to it until then. And then before we start, I just wanted to remind you that really there's only a couple more days that you can purchase the National Scrapbooking Day celebration products. Hi, Diana. So this is the Little Penguins Album Workshop. So cute. And actually, I'm going to use some of the pages on my live talking about QR codes. There's a Toast to You card making workshop kit. That's the one that has the cute little puns with food, like talk about it. There's a pizza one that's like, I love every pizza you, or something like that. So really, really cute. And then there's the Many Wishes card making workshop with the stencils. So beautiful. And that one I love much more than what you would think just based on the ad. You know, I don't think it really makes it look as great as it is. Then there's the Circles and Patterns scrapbooking workshop. And what's great about this one is it has these, hi Don, it has these thin cuts that are circles, and there's half circles and quarter circles that you can make these really beautiful designs in. So it's really great for this workshop, but you can do a lot of different workshop, a lot of different scrapbook layouts with it. And then there's the Good Vibes scrapbooking workshop kit. I love this one. It has this beautiful colored paper. It's a specially designed paper just for National Scrapbooking Day, and it's so beautiful. I love this one. It kind of has a 70s vibe, especially with the flowers. And those you can only get through the end of May. Hi, Joanne. You can only get those through the end of May, so there's just a couple more days. And then the VIP acrylic shapes are only available through the end of May. And these are exclusive to our VIP customers. And if you're not a VIP, you can sign up. Just go onto my website and click on Become a VIP. And you actually get these for free if you sign up before May 31st. I saw some really beautiful cards posted today in the consultant website. Truthfully, I wasn't a big fan of these until I saw what some people were doing with them, and then it's gorgeous. So those are only available for a couple more days. The National Scrapbooking Day collection, the Hope and Kindness, this beautiful one, you can still get through June. Okay, and this one, if you are thinking about getting the fancy doilies thin cut, I would get them sooner rather than later, because it seems like our thin cuts sell out rapidly. So there is a scrapbooking workshop with the Hope and Kindness. You make all of these layouts, 12 pages, and the papers on this are just amazing. And there's a card making workshop. You make these cards. So beautiful, and they're so elegant and beautiful. I don't know. And then there is a 6x8 album workshop, and you make all of these pages. And so these are available through June, so you have a little bit of time for those. But the National Scrapbooking Day ones, you have to purchase in the next couple days. Okay, so this is what you all are here for today. Hi, Trudy. And that is making these bridge cards. And I decided to use the May stamp of the month. And so this is my thought process on making these. A few months ago, Julie mentioned that one of the cards in the Craft with Heart subscription card making program was a bridge card. And I thought, I don't know what a bridge card is. And so I looked it up. And so, obviously it's just a card like this that's got sort of a bridge across these two folded pieces. And so I've had this in my head for a few months, and I said, well, when the right stamp set or whatever, or this scrapbook paper comes along, I'm going to do a bridge card. Well, and then when the May stamp of the month came along, I thought, oh my gosh, what am I going to do with the May stamp of the month? So I thought, oh, I gotta come up with something. And then when I looked at this, I thought that would be perfect for a bridge card. So this is the month that I'm going to do a bridge card. And so this was the first one that I created, and I really loved it. And so then I wanted to do, this is a landscape version. I wanted to do a vertical version. So I came up with this design. And really, I based these on, this is in the catalog, and it's in this catalog, the May-June catalog. This is the stamp of the month. And these are the two samples, or the artwork from in the catalog. And so I used this as an inspiration, but I made them the bridge cards, okay? And if you don't know about the stamp of the month, you can purchase it for $5 if you make a $50 purchase on my website. If you are a VIP, you actually get the stamp of the month for free, totally free, if you make a $50 purchase. So you just add this to your cart after you purchase $50, and you get this for free. So it's one of the great perks of being a VIP. Okay, or if you don't want to make a $50 purchase, or you're not a VIP and you just want this, you can purchase this just independently, and it's $18.95. But this stamp set is called You Can Do Anything, and it has some beautiful sentiments on it. You know, it says the big titles are friend, love, peace, and then it's got these two beautiful sentiments, and then two kind of title sentiments, and then the mountain with the setting sun. Okay, let's get started. We're going to start with this one because it's my favorite. Although I know a lot of people love, I'm not going to make this one today, but I wanted to show a sample where you could put two more bridges in there. So I'll talk about these at the end, and then this one has a different bridge. I just wanted to give you some more ideas because I wasn't 100% sure that these particular designs really showcase all that bridge cards could be. So that's why I made these other ones. Okay? Let me know if you have any questions before we get started. So let's make this one. Okay. To make the landscape version, this is for the landscape version, you need a piece of paper that's 4 1/4 by 8. Okay? 4 1/4 by 8. And I will tell you that these do fold up to fit into a regular A2 size envelope. See how this fits right into the envelope? No problem. Okay? So, if you want them to fit into the A2 size envelope, this is what you need to make it. 4 1/4 by 8. Okay, I'm going to use the shortbread, which is the color here. Has anybody made a bridge card before? Let me know if you've made a bridge card before. Okay, so I'm going to cut it up 4 1/4 and then 8. Okay, so this is going to make the base card. And then, so this is 4 1/4 by 8. Then you need to score it at 1 1/4 and 2 1/2 on both sides. Okay? So I'm going to take out my cutting blade and put in my scoring blade. Julie, yeah, your Christmas card. Did you make one with a dove? Yeah, and Michelle, what do you think? Do you think that card you showed me the other day is kind of the opposite of this? So it's kind of, you know, this way, where it's the center is popped out and then the sides are pushed back. That's kind of what that card looked like to me. Okay, so again, let's do 1 1/4 by 2 1/2 on each side. One 1/4 and 2 1/2, and then I'm just going to flip it over and do the same thing. 1 1/4 by 2 1/2. And you guys know my cutter seems to be off, but these ones it doesn't really matter. Okay, and since our paper is two-sided, I want to think about which side I want out, and I want the darker side to be out. And so then you just fold the edges over. Okay, and then fold this one in. And I'm just using my little bone folder to get some kind of nice edges. And then do the same thing for this side. Fold the sides back. And then this one in. Okay, so we kind of have our base. Okay, so that makes this. And then let's work on the, I am putting another layer inside. You see how there's another bridge that goes on the inside? You don't have to do that, but it adds a little bit of dimension. So, and it's easier if you put that one in first before you put the outside bridge on, okay? And so that one, I just cut a piece 3/4 of an inch tall and 4 inches wide. The space in between here is about 3 inches. Okay, but I made it 4 inches so that you could fold the sides and tape it on or glue it on somehow. Okay, so I'm going to work on that one first. And on my piece, I'm using this cinnamon. I'm going to make this big cinnamon circle behind it to give a little bit of background design. So I'm going to use cinnamon piece of cardstock for the bridge. You did it 100 years ago? Yeah, it's not I don't think it's a new design. It's not a new idea. I just had never heard of it, which, you know, surprises me because I like to watch a lot of YouTube videos of, you know, crafters. So, okay, so this piece is already 3/4, and let's see, and by 4 inches. So let's cut this 4 inches. Okay. And then I am going to score it a 1/2 inch from each side. So put my scoring blade back in, and I'm going to score it a 1/2 inch. This should be theoretically the dimensions, but sometimes depending on how you fold it, you know, might be a little bit more or less. Okay, so I'm just going to fold the edges in, and that's the part that you're going to use to tape onto the sides. Okay. Yeah, it's like a shadow box, and I did do a shadow box live it must have been last 4th of July or something, because I used the stars and sparklers. Actually, it's sitting right here. That's how I knew I used the stars and sparklers. I'm going to send this out this year because I didn't send it out last year. So it's very similar to this. If you want to see how to make that, you can go back to my videos. And like I said, I think it was about a year ago. Okay, I am using adhesive tape to tape these in because I feel like since it folds in and out, it needs to be sturdy. But you could use like liquid glass or the Tombow green glue. Those would be good too. But if you've watched me before, you know that I'm not good with glue. I get it everywhere. Although I did manage last week to kind of not be too bad. The hardest part is getting the backing off of these. Okay. So I'm going to take one, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of put it in the middle here. Well, and think about, before I put it down, that this piece is going to be 1 1/4. And so you kind of want it hidden by that. Although I am going to put this bigger piece on here. But if you're not, you want to think about that because you don't really want to be able to see this piece. So it should be, you know, down low enough so that you're not going to see this sticking up. Because all you want to see is the design piece. Hi, Debbie. Welcome. Okay, so let's get the other side. And this is the part that you want to kind of make sure that you have it even so that they close, and then kind of push on them. But what I do before I get any further is you kind of want to fold it both directions. Oh, see, this one actually worked out really nice because you want to be able to fold them either way. Okay. And sometimes if you don't get it on just right, you might have to recrease it or, you know, put it a little bit farther in or something like that. Okay, we've got that. And then I already cut my circle so we'd have time to get through 2 cards. I already cut my circle. I used the Circles Thin Cuts, and it looks like it was the second to the biggest. Okay, I use this set a lot. This set is one of my go-tos for my circles, and they're not stitched. These are just circles. And the thin cut is Z3943. Okay, now this one I am just going to tape on. You don't need to use the adhesive tape, because this one you're not really putting any sort of pressure on it. And I'm going to stick it down, and then we'll see how that fits. You might not want to make it permanent until you get the other piece on the outside, so that you can see that piece, okay? Because if you put it too low, right, you might not stick up over that. Okay, so let's make the bridge part. And for the bridge part, you have to cut a piece that's 1 1/4 by 5 1/2. Okay, and for this one, I used Harbor for this piece under here. This piece is the bridge piece. Okay, so I have a Harbor scrap here. Let's see, and it's 1 1/4 by 5 1/2. That one, okay, and 5 1/2. Okay, and then this one, it should go clear across both pieces. From Sydney, is it the morning there? Good morning. Okay, so what I'm going to do is tape this down here, and I am going to use the adhesive because, again, it kind of goes, it gets a lot of workout from opening and closing, and so you don't want it to come apart. Just kind of thinking about where the next piece goes. I'm only doing the one side first. Let's see if we can get this off. It's morning. Sydney's on my bucket list of places to go. I'm a big fan of Miss Fisher, the murder mystery. So I want to go see some of those locations. Why are these always so difficult to get off? There we go. Okay. Okay, so let's get these, and I'm going to line it up right on the corner. Okay, and then what I would do is push it down when you adhere this side, just so that it's stretched in the right direction. And it fits nicely. You don't want to tape it down and then find that it doesn't fold properly. And I'll show you that on the next one, what I'm talking about, because I had to replace my center bridge on the next card because it didn't quite fit across. Or when I taped it down, it wouldn't go totally flat. And I know that doesn't really make sense maybe right now, but it will when you try, if you try and make these. Okay. Okay, one more. Oh, that one came off pretty nicely. Okay. So I'm going to fold this down, lay them flat, and then tape it down. Okay, now see how it can go either way. Okay, and then I already cut and covered this because I know you didn't want to see me stamp it and do all of that. I know the process is what you were interested in. So all I did is I stamped this image and then I colored it just like they did in the catalog. Okay, so I just copied it from the catalog. They used to call these catalogs idea books, and the reason is because it gives you these great ideas. I used, for the mountains, I used the Earth Brown tri-blend markers, and you can kind of see the tri-blend here. And then for the setting sun, I used the gold yellow blend, okay? And so you can see the dark, medium, and light on that. Okay, now what I did to adhere this is, you see the stamp has got the mountains and then it looks like the reflection and maybe like a lake or something. I use this line to kind of guide me. That's where I put the, I put that line against the top of the bridge card. Okay, so let me cut this a little bit so you can see where that line is. You don't have to add the extra element like this, like that could be your bridge, but with this particular design, I wanted to use this. But I didn't think that this was enough just of a bridge. I like that harbor down there as kind of a contrast. Okay, so I am going to tape this down. And I'm only going to tape across the bottom. Should have used my, oh, and I have it here. Okay, I have my little thing I usually adhere stuff on, but I couldn't find it quick enough. Okay, so let's put this on. And again, I'm going to try and line this up. Okay, there you go. Now I'll just trim this so that it's exactly even. Now, the question for these usually is, where do you write your name? Where do you sign it? Where do you put the sentiment? So for mine, I put the sentiment on a flag. But you can do that on the back. And if you're going to stamp something on the back, obviously it's probably better if you do it before you fold it and put it together. But, you know, I just did it on here. I might sign the back. But, okay, let's finish decorating it. So I used the clouds. So the clouds, there's 2 clouds in this stamp set. And I've already cut these out. And I will show you how I just added a little bit of the marker, like you see here, to kind of give it a little bit of depth. And I'm using the ice gray blend. Hi Nada, welcome. Okay, so I'm just going to use the light side, and I'm just going right along the bottom edge, and you don't have to be perfect about it, right? You just give a little bit of a little bit of a design there, so it makes it kind of look like, I don't don't know, dark clouds, storm clouds. Again, this was the ice gray blend. And so let's just adhere these. The one thing you want to watch out for is you don't want whatever you adhere to go past the edges, because then it won't fit into the envelope. This will fit exactly into a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 envelope. So if it sticks out the side, that won't, right, it won't fit. Oops, I put that on the wrong side. Okay. Put it down here, and then one more. And again, I did 3 because generally it's more pleasing to the eye if you put things in groups of 3. Okay, and I did put a couple glitter gems here because they had that in the sample. So these are the gold glitter gems, Z3312. Okay, and I just put a couple here. Okay, and I did stamp some of the little seagulls. Let's see, I should be able to stamp a seagull on there because it's just a small thing. I did. And the reason I didn't stamp those before is because it is on the base page. I did pre-stamp the little trees. I love these little trees, and that I did a New England ivy. But since that was on the bridge, I was able to do that ahead of time. Okay, and I'm using Archival Black. And these are so small, they don't really require much ink. And again, I'm doing them in groups of 3. And since I had two clouds and one cloud here, I put the 2 birds and 1 bird there. Okay, and then let's just put the title on. This is You Can Do Anything, and this is the banner from the Waterfall thin cut set. I use this a lot, and I did stamp it in Harbor, although on this one I noticed I stamped it in black, but it doesn't matter. And this fits just exactly on here. Okay, there you go. So nice. So that's the landscape version. Okay. Let's do the portrait version. Any questions about these? Oh, let me show you that it does, this one again, it does fit into into an A2 card envelope. And then when your recipient gets it, they can, put it on their desk. Isn't this nice? It says you can do anything. Put it on their desk so they can look at that every day while they're working. It's like an inspirational poster. Okay, now, so again, I wanted to do a portrait version, and this is the sample in the catalog. I don't have this thin cut. This is a thin cut from, I think, the core catalog. I don't have it. Plus, it wouldn't make a great bridge card. So what I decided to do was to use these, let's see what it's called, fancy brackets. Yeah, Stitch Fancy Brackets thin cut. So there's a larger one and then a smaller one, and it fit perfectly across them. There are some other thin cuts like this. You want to make sure that it will stretch across the whole opening, because I did try one of the other ones and it didn't quite go all the way across. Okay, I think I tried the hexagon maybe, and that one didn't quite work. Sorry, my daughter keeps messaging me. I don't know if you can see or hear that. Okay, so let's work on this one. So for the vertical, the portrait cards, you need a piece of paper that's 5.5 by 5 3/4. And the 5 3/4 is going the landscape way, okay? Now on this one, I did use a base of the shortbread, just like I did the other one. I thought about totally using the harbor as the background, but what I like about this thin cut is you can see the shortbread behind it, which you wouldn't get if I had used the harbor. Okay, so that's why I'm using this shortbread, and then I put harbor strips on the outside. Okay, so let's start that. So let's see if this piece is big enough. So 5.5 by 5 3/4. Okay, perfect. So this is 5 3/4 by 5.5. And now you need to score it at 3/4 and 1.5 from both sides. 3/4 and 1.5. Yeah, I love the colors together too. It is really beautiful. Okay, I put it in my scoring blade, and I'm scoring at 3/4 and 1.5. Let's see. Three-fourths and 1.5 on that side, and then 3/4 and 1.5 on the other side. Okay, and then we do the same thing, fold the outside one towards the back, and then this one in, and I'm just using my little bone folder to get a decent fold. Let's do this side, and then this one. Okay, so this also will fit into the envelope. You see when it's done? So that's why they're these particular dimensions, so that it will fit. Okay, so on the inside, I put this textured background thin cut. That's this one, and I really love this one. I've used this one, I don't know how many times. I really love it. It's called the Decorative Texture Background Z4436. I love it a lot. Okay, I put a link to that, and I already cut it out so that, again, you don't have to watch me do that, and then poke out, you know, some of the pieces, because not every single one of the little things come out. But if you have a precision plate for your cutter, it works a lot better. Now, this is too big for the inside. The inside is about, not quite, but about 3 inches. So I'm going to cut this to be 3 inches, which is what I did on this one. I did cut part of it off. So let me cut this. So this one is, I think, 4 1/4. Yeah, it's 4 1/4, and I want it to be 3 inches. So I need to make this half. I need to cut a half and then an 1/8. Here we go. So cut that off. And then the same thing over here. half and then an eighth. Half for the 1 inch difference and then an eighth for the quarter. Okay, hopefully I cut that right because I just am doing it on the fly because I didn't write those measurements down. Okay, and this is just slightly smaller than 3 inches. So I'm gonna just kind of get a tad of this off. So my folding wasn't perfect. Trim that up a little bit. Okay. Okay, now hopefully that will work better because you want it to be able to, oh look, still, you want it to be able to fold both ways. It needs a little bit more, so I don't want to try and cut it because then you get into that. Have you ever done that, like cut your bangs a little piece and then it's a little bit off and then it's a little bit off? I'm gonna ruin it now, but that's okay. Okay, this should work good. And you know what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my new Harbor ink and just kind of ink those white spots out. There we go. Okay, there, you can't even tell that I screwed that up. Okay, now this should definitely fit, and if it doesn't, I'm gonna scream. There we go. Okay, now I'm just going to adhere it with adhesive. And I am going to kind of go across most of this, only because I don't want it to bubble up. There we go. That should be good. I've seen people like stencil on the back, especially when in the house one that I made. I'll tell you about how you could stencil that. Okay, there we go. So now you got the background. It just adds a little bit of dimension, and that's what this background thin cut is for. It's just adding a little bit of some extra jus, right? Okay, and then I stamped this sentiment. It's a beautiful day to go after your dreams. Okay, and I'm just going to adhere it to this. And what's nice about these is they perfectly nest together. And I also stamped the seagulls, right? 3 of the seagulls on here. Okay, and then we need to, you don't need to, but I'm going to cover this with some of the Harbor. And if you want to do that, these pieces are 3/4 of an inch by 5.5. So you need 2 of them. 2 pieces that are 3/4 by 5.5. Okay. So let me get my Harbor. And let's cut those pieces. 5.5. And then we need 3/4, and we need 2 of them. One, 2. If you make your bridge card out of like pattern paper or something, you don't necessarily have to do this. But I wanted it to be I wanted the Harbor on the back to be the main sort of color. Even though I used shortbread as the base, and again, that was because I wanted it to be I wanted the shortbread to show through the texture. There we go. Just adhere that to the front. And I'm just using regular tape here. And now I'm going to use, this is going to be my bridge. Okay, I've seen some really beautiful things being done. If you have a wreath stamp and thin cut, you can cut a wreath and have the wreath be the center. That would be really beautiful. And actually, I think that would be beautiful for a Christmas card. What was the stamp set that had a wreath that was a Christmas set? I don't think it was it Serenity? I think Serenity had a beautiful wreath. I think that would be a nice center, and it would be like you're putting your Christmas wreath on your door. You can make this look like a door. Wouldn't that be cute? I don't have that stamp set, so I don't know dimension wise if it would fit across, but if it didn't, you could put a, you know, a bridge and then put the wreath on top of it. Okay, let's put this down, and I'm only going to adhere a very little strip here. In fact, I probably would have used, I should have used the adhesive tape. We'll see how this does, but okay. And then before you tape it the other side down, like I said, you want to make sure that it is going to stretch across when you fold it, because this is how you're going to put it into the envelope. So you want to make sure you have enough right to adhere on this side. So I am going to use this side because you can see how this just lifts right up. So I'm going to put this as close to the edge as I can. So again, make sure before you really adhere these down permanently that you test it out to make sure that it can open and close in both directions. And again, I can tell you that from experience. The first one I made, it did not open and it opened and closed one way, but not the other way. So this is another one that's got this nice sentiment that somebody could put on their desk, right, and just look at it and get inspired every day. Okay, so I want it to be about here. There we go. Now see how you can fold it in both directions. You want to make sure you're able to do that. Okay, and it looks pretty straight. Let's put the clouds down. On this one, I already colored the clouds in with that ice gray. So again, you want to make sure that you're not having anything extend past the sides, or it won't fit into the envelope. I put that on the wrong side. Yeah, Serenity, Julie, you're right. Okay, put a couple double layers there. And I think I have one down here. And I am going to put another sentiment at the bottom. You don't have to, but I felt like it was something was missing down there, so I did put another sentiment. Okay, and I did the You Can Do Anything. The banner doesn't quite fit inside here. This is only 3 inches, and that banner was a little bit, I don't know, I couldn't make it fit right. So I just stamped it and then cut it on, cut it side to side and just straight. Okay, so I'm going to put that in there. And then again, if you want to sign your card, I'm just going to sign it on the back. I don't mind doing that, signing it just on the back. Some people want to have a little card, and I saw Jennifer McGuire make some of these, and what she did is she put a little, like a small card, a almost like a gift tag, you know, on the back that kind of flipped up that you can write inside that if you want to, but you don't need to. Okay, you can add some sparkles or something if you wanted to. I didn't feel it really needed it because of the textured background. Okay, so these are the 2 bridge cards that I wanted to make with this set, the You Can Do Anything stamp set. Like I said, I did make a couple other cards because I wanted to show you some other things that you could do with it. Let's see. I made this one because I wanted to show you that you could put several layers in here. So I have two bridges on the inside plus the one that goes across, and I just use sapphire. So I use sapphire and then bluebird and then Carolina. So I kind of made my wave different colors. And the Jossum stamp is still available. I checked that just to make sure. But see how you can add more than one to give a lot of dimension. And then I made this one. My house was a little bit too big. I didn't think it was going to be that big. From my memory, because I used this from last year. This was sometime last year. And I thought, wouldn't it be cute to have like your house, and then I've got the little tree. I've got the little tree there and a little bush. I thought it would be cute. And I actually happen to have these already stamped. So it made it really easy to make this. So, and I already had it stamped and colored in. So I just went ahead and did it. But I think that the other layer behind with the tree, again, gives it more dimension. And then the home stamp. And since this one is an old set, I did check to make sure that it's still available, and it is still available. Last year I used this to make a, is it not a step card? The one that has the foot that you can pop it up. And then you have a little piece there that kind of holds it up. I used this set, so I already had that stamped. Okay, so this is just to give you some ideas about what you can do with your bridge cards. And the point was to use the stamp of the month. And again, you can get the stamp of the month for only $5 with a $50 purchase. Or free if you're a VIP. And there are other benefits to being a VIP besides getting a free stamp of the month. You also get 15% cash back on all of your orders. So that amount can stack up over time, and then you can get like some free stuff. Okay, any questions about these? Okay, I'm going to spin for a winner for the sketch challenge. And the sketch challenge this week was making a card. Actually, I already put the card in an envelope because I made a Father's Day card, so I already have that ready. But it's on my Facebook page. Every week I've been doing a sketch challenge. And if you submit artwork using that sketch, I enter you into a drawing. And so this week, Carrie, Julie, and Michelle entered. Did anyone get a last minute one, the last 10 minutes or so? Because I checked, I think, about a quarter till. So otherwise, I'm going to spin for these guys. Thank you for participating. Thank you for sharing your artwork. Let's spin. Okay, let's see who's the winner. And you guys all have a chance this week because Diana did not submit one. She probably feels bad for winning so much, so she didn't submit. I hope that's not the case, Diana, because you are welcome to submit even though you win a lot. Let's see who's going to win this week. Julie. Julie's the winner. Okay, thank you. Julie, I will send you a special gift in the mail. Next week, I am going to make this scrapbook layout with the Tutti Frutti collection. The Tutti Frutti collection is the collection for June. So since it will be June, I thought I'd do a scrapbook layout with the Tutti Frutti. And so there's this fun layout since the paper is so fun. So this is what we're going to make next week. I will be posting the cutting guide early if you want to get your pieces cut. I am going to cut live. But if you want to cut ahead of time, I'm going to post that probably. I'm going to wait till the 1st since this is Tutti Frutti paper. I'll wait till June. So maybe on the 2nd I will post the guide. So like Thursday maybe. Okay. Okay, well, thank you for joining me this week. I hope you enjoyed the card. I hope you enjoyed the cards. And if you make one, please post it in my group so I can see what you did. Because everybody is so creative. And I love to see what you do. Because usually you make something better than what I did. But again, like I said, I wanted to try and feature the stamp of the month because I really love, truthfully, I love this card. This is the card that did it for me, and I'm like, okay, we're using the stamp of the month for this this live because I really love this card and I wanted to make this one. Although there is debate, I don't know, what is your opinion on? To me, in the catalog, I thought this was a setting sun, but then it's got this here, so this is a setting sun. The creative designers say this is just a circle in the background, that this is the sun. So I don't know. If you think that having two suns is confusing, then just cut this piece, just cut that part off and leave. I would leave this in the background and then just cut that part off, right? And have it be a setting sun. A fantasy planet. Yeah, we were saying that it was what's the planet in Star Wars? Not Naboo. Does Naboo have the two suns? Or Alderaan didn't have two suns. It was the one that Luke lived on, right? We were joking that that's what it was. Oh, put a Death Star. Oh yeah. Okay, Julie, that's your homework. Make one of your Death Stars and put that in the background. I want to see that. Yeah, that would be perfect. That would be perfect. Okay, thanks for joining. And I actually did really good on time today. It's just 5 o'clock. But that's because I had everything stamped. I didn't take a lot of time to do that. Okay, well, thanks for joining, and I hope to see you next week when we make the Tutti Frutti scrapbook layout. Talk to you later. Bye.